CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
People living in a Nanaimo apartment complex were forced outside into the cold last night after a mattress fire tore through one unit and set off the sprinkler system in two others. Nanaimo Fire Rescue was called to the complex on Wills Road shortly after 11 last night. Fire crews say an elderly man was smoking in bed and lit his mattress on fire. His apartment filled with dense smoke and he had to be carried out by emergency responders while the rest of the building was evacuated.
So what we are really encouraging residents to do is, if you do smoke, is to make sure that your materials are extinguished before you go to sleep, and to please not smoke in bed. As well, to ensure that your smoke alarms are working within your unit, especially in these facilities where you have a denser population. There's greater chance for more to be injured than just yourself.
The man was taken to hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation, where he remained overnight. Two units below the man's received extensive water damage from the sprinklers. Because of the heavy damage, those tenants were put up by the Nanaimo Fire Rescue Community Assistance Program until they were able to get a hold of their insurance companies today. Fire rescue workers say the man's smoke alarm was disabled, and they are reminding people to always keep alarms connected and to test them regularly. New numbers show the jobless rate in Canada is at a four-year low at 7.1%. Last month, 40,000 full-time jobs were created across the country. 600 of those jobs were created in December in BC. The province's jobless rate is a full point lower than the national average at just 6.5%. Jobs Minister Pat Bell says most of the jobs were created through increased trade with China and India. Economists say the numbers are good, but not necessarily an indication of our overall financial picture. They believe there will be a major slowdown in employment growth later this year. Toronto area Member of Parliament Olivia Chow has been hit by a rare infection that has paralyzed part of her face. A shingles infection has affected the nerve near her ear.
Because I caught it early, I had very effective and fast treatment. As a result, I have no pain right now, and that the only thing that is not working well is that I can't smile in a symmetric, in a balanced way. You can still smile, but not quite balanced.
Chow's doctors say it could take months for the damaged nerves to grow back. The condition affects about 5 in every 100,000 people. Chow says it won't stop her from working hard in Parliament. Well, it was like a scene out of a movie, but instead a real-life nightmare for 4 people who survived a dramatic crash. All 4 managed to jump out of a moving pickup truck just moments before it plunged off a cliff. The trunk went out of control on a snow-covered logging road, and it started sliding down an embankment near Toba Inlet, around 80 kilometers northeast of Campbell River. The Royal Canadian Air Force was unable to send in an air ambulance because of the weather, so it dispatched a Cormorant helicopter. 2 of the 4 passengers were injured from the jump, and all of the survivors were taken to a hospital in Comox. Chief Theresa Spence was happy to learn that Prime Minister Stephen Harper would meet with First Nations leaders next Friday, and she says she will be there for the meeting. Chief Spence started a hunger strike December 11th to protest Bill C-45, which opponents say violates treaty rights. Since then, the Idle No More movement has gained traction all across the country. First Nations are protesting the government's treatment of Aboriginal issues, and today they are celebrating the Prime Minister's commitment to meet with leaders after originally refusing.
The movement across this country is much bigger than Chief Theresa Spence. There's anger out there, there's frustration.
And it will not take just one meeting to fix that relationship that has been broken.
I'm just really overjoyed, and also, to hear the Crown and the Prime Minister and the governments that they're going to meet with us.
Chief Spence says she will continue her hunger strike until the meeting in Ottawa next Friday. She has had no solid food for 25 days, living off mainly fish broth and water. The Loaves and Fishes Food Bank in Nanaimo has won a national contest worth thousands of dollars. The food bank found out this morning it has taken top honors in the Craft Canada Food for Families Challenge. The food bank has competed online since November against other food banks in Western Canada. For every vote a food bank received, Craft Canada donated 50 cents. Beyond that, the food bank with the most votes wins the grand prize of $5,000. That turned out to be Loaves and Fishes. With donations up over the holiday season, the food bank is now able to put this money away for when it is needed most.
Money's huge. Money allows us to buy what we need when we need it. So right now stocks are really high. We got lots of food, but come a couple months from now, stocks are definitely going to be down, and we'll be able to use that money to buy food and make sure that we always got food for people when they come by and need us.
In total, Loaves and Fishes has received $8,995 from CAF Canada and 31,000 votes. Back, the Salvation Army in Nanaimo is boasting a successful 2012 Red Kettle campaign. It raised the second highest amount in Nanaimo's history. With the help of volunteers, a big push got Nanaimo over the top, exceeding the target of $200,000. Last year was the Kettle campaign's biggest year, raising more than $210,000. But this time around, initially, the organization struggled to find volunteers. But in the last 2 weeks of the campaign, a rush of people came to the rescue.
Volunteers, without them, we wouldn't be able to do it. And I'm sure that we probably have, I'm not sure of the numbers yet, but last year we had 950 volunteers. And this year we're probably going to be doing the same. And it's service clubs, it's sports clubs, banks, realties, everybody comes on board. Plus we've had a lot of families this year saying, you know what, we want to show our kids now what it's all about.
Money raised goes toward the Salvation Army's hamper programs, meal programs, and its emergency shelter serving the Nanaimo Regional District.